That frustrating, stuck feeling. You know the one. You want to change something. Maybe it's endlessly scrolling social media or hitting snooze too many times, maybe reaching for snacks when you're stressed, but it just feels, well, impossible. Like there's this invisible barrier stopping you from making it, real lasting change. Health, well-being, personal growth, whatever it is.
It's such a common feeling, isn't it? That sense of being overwhelmed by it all, or maybe thinking, I just don't have the willpower.
Exactly. And that's what we're really diving into today. Think of this deep dive as a shortcut to understanding something really powerful, but often missed.
Which is?
How acknowledging and actually celebrating your progress, especially those tiny steps, the ones that seem insignificant, how that can be the actual fuel for your entire well-being journey.
Right. It's not just about gritting your teeth and using willpower.
No. It's about understanding how your own mind works, the mechanics of it, and using that knowledge strategically.
And what's really interesting, based on what we've looked at, is that getting to where you want to be, achieving goals, living healthier, it isn't some overnight success story.
It never is it?
No. It seems to be this mix of, well, intentional actions, having the right mindset, a positive one, and using practices that actually work consistently. We want to explore how you can make that whole process feel more natural, maybe even kind of exciting.
Okay, so if it's not just a lack of willpower holding us back, what is it? Why does making these big shifts feel so hard, even when we really truly want them? What did the research tell us about the reasons behind it?
Well, the science of habits is pretty revealing. It gives us some solid answers. Basically, habits are wired deep into our brain's reward system.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Every time you do something that feels good or comforting, even for a moment, your brain releases dopamine.
The feel-good chemical.
Exactly. But it's more than just feeling good. That dopamine actively reinforces the behavior. It strengthens the neural pathways, making the habit more automatic over time.
So your brain is literally learning to repeat the action.
Precisely. And this works for good habits, like going for a run, but also for the ones we struggle with: overeating, smoking, maybe too much screen time. Your brain's getting trained either way.
That's a really key point. It's not just what we do, but how our brain gets trained. And then there are the emotional hurdles, which can feel even trickier.
Definitely. A lot of habits, good or bad, often act as coping mechanisms, don't they? For deeper stuff like stress or anxiety, maybe even old trauma we haven't dealt with.
Right. So the habit is serving some kind of purpose.
Exactly. You have to ask, what is this habit actually doing for me? So someone under a lot of stress might turn to comfort food for that temporary relief.
Yeah, been there.
Or, endless phone scrolling might be a way to avoid difficult feelings or just the discomfort of being bored. And if you don't address those underlying emotional triggers,
That habit just sticks around.
it persists, yeah. Or you might just swap it out for another unhelpful habit without even realizing it. It's like playing whack-a-mole.
And then there's self-sabotage. That adds another layer of complexity, doesn't it? It's almost like an inner critic, whispering things like, what if I fail again? Or even, and this one's subtle, do I actually deserve to feel better, to be healthier?
That fear of failure, or sometimes, believe it or not, a fear of success, can unconsciously hold you back. The material suggests recognizing those thoughts, just noticing them, is the absolute first step to loosening their grip.
It really is about building that awareness first.
Totally. And look, if you felt the struggle wanting change but fighting these internal forces, you are definitely not alone. Understanding why habits are hard is the foundation you need to build lasting change.
Okay, so we understand the why a bit better. How do we start to actually, chip away at these patterns? Our deep dive pointed to something really powerful about small steps, almost counterintuitive. What do the sources say there?
Yeah, it's fascinating. What we found really emphasizes breaking down a big, maybe scary goal into smaller, more manageable steps. It just makes it less intimidating, right? And much more achievable.
Like chunking it down.
Exactly. That's the term often used, chunking. It helps build momentum, and crucially, it builds your confidence. Each little step you complete is like a mini victory.
And this is where the celebration part comes in, which is just brilliant. When you celebrate that progress, no matter how small it seems,
Your brain loves it.
it totally does. It triggers the reward system, releasing dopamine. And this isn't just a fleeting, oh, that's nice moment. It actively reinforces the new positive thing you just did.
It makes your brain go, oh, I liked that. Let's do that again.
Yes. It's like giving your brain a high five and saying, more of this, please.
Yeah.
You're consciously wiring yourself for success.
And if you think about it more broadly, this helps explain why sometimes those big external rewards like a bonus at work or a prize can actually backfire. They can sometimes reduce long-term motivation.
Really? How does that work?
It's called the over-justification effect. The real sweet spot seems to be intrinsic motivation, the drive that comes from inside, from personal meaning or curiosity or just enjoying the process itself. Celebrating those small wins gives you these little dopamine hits along the way. It makes the journey itself rewarding, not just the final destination.
I actually have a personal story that, well, it really hammered this home for me. After I had a brain injury, I had to relearn loads of things, and one seemingly simple one was jumping rope.
Wow, okay.
I was doing daily physical therapy, and in this aerobics class, I literally could not manage one single jump over the rope. Tripped every time. It was so frustrating.
I can imagine.
But instead of just giving up, I focused on the absolute smallest thing I could do, which is just jumping up and down in place holding the rope.
Okay, starting small.
Very small.
Oh.
And I practiced every single day. It was tough. But I made sure to mentally celebrate every tiny bit of progress. First, just jumping in place. Then finally getting 20 jumps without tripping. That felt huge.
That is huge.
Then 50, then 100. And that persistence, fueled by celebrating those wins plus other exercises, thankfully led to a full recovery. But that experience really showed me the power of tenacity, the immense value of small victories, and how that internal drive, just wanting to get better, kept me going. It wasn't for a prize, it was for me.
That's such a powerful illustration, and it connects perfectly to self-affirmation. You know, literally telling yourself, I'm proud of you, or getting that encouragement from others. It really boosts morale, self-esteem, resilience. Every little step forward genuinely counts. It builds that belief in yourself.
So connecting all this back to overall well-being, what does this mean? Our deep dive into the research seems crystal clear. Celebrating progress isn't just a nice idea. It has real measurable benefits psychologically, physically, even in our relationships. It ripples outwards.
Absolutely. Psychologically, celebrating progress really shifts your inner world. It builds up your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth, and makes you more resilient when you face bumps in the road.
So you focus less on past failures?
Exactly. Your focus shifts naturally to what you're achieving now. This helps create a more positive self-image, builds hope, optimism, and just generally boosts happiness. It's a direct counter to that negative self-talk that often goes hand in hand with things like depression or anxiety.
And the physical benefits were pretty surprising too, weren't they?
They really were. The data suggests people who regularly practice gratitude and mindfulness, which are closely linked to acknowledging progress, actually report better physical health overall.
Things like stronger immune systems.
Yes, and fewer stress-related illnesses. But the numbers are striking too. Some studies connect these practices to getting up to an hour more sleep per night.
An hour, wow.
And potentially exercising up to 90 minutes more per week. That's a significant impact on your daily life and health.
It really creates this positive feedback loop, doesn't it? Feeling better mentally helps you physically, and vice versa.
Precisely. A virtuous cycle. And it doesn't stop there. The benefits extend to relationships, too. Our sources show that acknowledging achievements, yours and others, and practicing gratitude can lead to stronger connections with people.
Even romantic relationships.
Yes, potentially more satisfying romantic connections. It can also boost altruism, wanting to help others, and make it easier to forgive and let go of resentments.
And sharing your wins with supportive friends or family.
That provides validation, right? It deepens those social bonds, makes you feel less alone, more connected. It's like having your own personal cheer squad. So yeah, these benefits aren't siloed. They really do ripple out and make the whole journey feel richer and more fulfilling.
Okay, this all sounds great, but let's get practical. What are some concrete tools people can actually start using today on their well-being journey? First one seems foundational. SMART goals.
Right. Most people have heard of SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. It's a solid framework. But what our deep dive really highlighted is how much more powerful it becomes when you combine it with consciously celebrating each small, smart step along the way, getting those consistent dopamine hits.
So instead of just all stop procrastinating.
Exactly. A SMART goal would be something like, for the next month, I will spend 30 minutes every evening planning my tasks for the following day. It's specific, you can measure it, it seems achievable, it's relevant to procrastination, and it's time-bound.
Clear, trackable, and gives you something definite to celebrate each day you do it. Okay, next. Understanding and replacing triggers. Bad habits don't just appear out of nowhere.
Not usually, no. The research points to identifying your personal triggers. What sets the habit off? Is it an emotion, like boredom or stress? A specific place? A time of day?
Yeah.
Once you know your triggers, you can start consciously swapping the unwanted habit with a positive alternative that meets the same underlying need.
Okay, give an example.
Well, say you snack when you're bored. Instead, you could try drawing, picking up a book, or phoning a friend. If stress sends you scrolling through social media, maybe try a quick walk outside or a few minutes of deep breathing instead. It tackles the why behind the habit.
That makes sense. And then mindfulness and self-compassion, these seem crucial.
Absolutely. Mindfulness is about being aware, moment to moment, without judging yourself. It's about creating that pause between the urge and the action.
How do you practice that?
Simple things work. Deep breathing, a quick body scan to see how you're feeling, or just taking a mindful pause before you, say, automatically grab your phone. Just notice the urge. Observe it kind of objectively before you react.
And pair that with self-compassion.
Yes, because setbacks will happen. When they do, treat yourself kindly with understanding, like you would treat a friend who's struggling. No blame, no shame. Just acknowledge it's tough and missteps are normal.
Building a supportive environment also seems key, both physical and social.
Definitely. Optimizing your physical space helps. Maybe that means removing temptations like unhealthy snacks or adding cues, like putting your workout clothes out the night before.
Makes the healthy choice easier.
Right. And socially, seek out positive people, maybe set some boundaries with those who might trigger old habits, and consider finding an accountability partner. And don't overlook technology habit trackers. Screen time limits, use them as tools to support you.
So you're setting yourself up for success. And all of this leads back to something you mentioned earlier, tracking progress.
This came up again and again in our sources. Keeping some kind of record is vital. A journal, an app, even a simple chart on the wall.
Why is that so important?
It boosts accountability, for one. It helps you spot patterns in your behavior.
Yeah.
And crucially, it gives you concrete proof of your small wins. You can see how far you've come, which is incredibly motivating and gives you tangible things to celebrate.
Now, what about situations where someone tries all this, but they still feel really stuck, maybe in a deeper way?
That's a really important point. The material you reviewed is clear. Sometimes habits are very deeply rooted, perhaps linked to complex emotional stuff. In those cases, professional help is often the best path forward.
And that's not a sign of weakness.
Absolutely not. Seeking help from, say, a psychologist is a proactive, strong step. They can help uncover root causes, address underlying issues like anxiety or trauma, and develop tailored strategies.
Using techniques like CBT?
Yes, cognitive behavioral therapy is common. It helps reframe negative thought patterns, or even things like neurofeedback, which trains brain activity. It's about getting specialized guidance to build the future you want.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive, there's one final, really important truth to embrace, isn't there?
Yes. And that is, the path to change is almost never a straight line. It's usually a winding road. Setbacks are normal. They are expected.
So how should you handle those moments when you slip up?
Our sources strongly suggest reframing them. A setback isn't failure. It's a learning opportunity. Seriously.
Okay, how so?
Each stumble gives you valuable information about your triggers, about what works and what doesn't. And honestly, overcoming setbacks strengthens your resilience. The key is to reflect without judging yourself harshly, figure out what happened, and adjust your plan for next time.
Don't get stuck on the mistake.
Yeah.
Learn from it. Keep moving forward.
Exactly. And stay motivated by focusing on the progress you have made, not on trying to be perfect. Use those positive affirmations we talked about. Lean on your support system when things feel tough. That's what they're there for.
And remembering the bigger picture, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Breaking a habit isn't just about stopping one behavior. It's about building a healthier, more fulfilling life overall. The journey itself, the ups, the downs, the effort, the self-discovery, that whole process is really a testament to your own strength and determination.
So let's quickly recap the core message here. Your well-being journey, mental, physical, spiritual, all of it gets this incredible boost when you acknowledge and genuinely celebrate every single step you take.
Yeah.
Even the tiny ones.
It's not just positive thinking. It's neuroscience in action. It's backed by psychology, and there are practical things you can do. It's about rewiring your brain for success, step by step.
Creating that positive feedback loop, building confidence in your ability to change.
Recognizing that you absolutely have the capacity within you for incredible growth.
So here's a final thought for you, the listener. What's one small win, just one, that you'll commit to celebrating today? And how might celebrating that one small thing spark the next step on your own unique journey toward well-being?
Give it some thought. You might just be surprised at the momentum it builds.